Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and I'm here today to talk to you about ADHD, getting new jobs, and getting bored in those jobs, and actually leaving those jobs. This video has come about as a result of an individual making a comment and asking me to discuss this. When you go on the internet, there's lots of information. I got to tell you, it's very symptomatic. It's very confusing, and people tend to look at ADHD based off of its appearance. I've learned over the years a lot from Dr. Russell Barkley, but that ADHD is really nothing more than a self-regulation issue with a working memory deficit. Almost everything that you struggle with, I can take back to those two issues or the combination of. So, self-regulation is the inability to engage your attention on certain things and the inability to disengage your attention on others. I like to talk about it in real simple terms as a dopamine addiction. Yes, alcohol, sex, chocolate, music, fighting, accidentering, gambling, all those things release dopamine. Creativity can actually release dopamine for some. So when you get the job, you can get really excited about it for a while because it's the newness, the excitement, the dopamine kind of comes in, and then after a while the dopamine kind of wears off and you're bored and struggling. Same thing applies. Often people with ADHD they'll wander into their closet to grab something, and all of a sudden they'll pull everything out of their closet and spend 8 hours reorganizing it. They're very excited about the future, but they can't keep the socks off the floor or the clothes off the floor every day, so it gets unorganized a little bit as a result of some of that. And so the point of this video is to explain that it's not uncommon for people with ADHD to do this. The trick really is you got to have some self-awareness, you got to understand the job, and you got to be able to manage that with intent. Wilma Feldman is I'm a big fan of hers. She used to be an ADHD career counselor. Unfortunately, she's retired. But as she described, if more than 25% of your job is boring or something that you're not very good at or flies in the face of your ADHD traits, it's going to be a very difficult time for you to stay in that job. So the theory really is you need to understand who you are, how you work, what ignites your brain, and what you're really good at. Easy for me to say, difficult for you to know, because most people are talking about skills, knowledge, and experience, and it doesn't. Well, I tell you what. Let me give you an example. I was coaching this kid who graduated with a degree in accounting, got his master's degree in accounting, and got a CPA, and had several jobs and in accounting and wasn't able to hold them for more than 90 days. He loved to learn, but when he got on the job, running tax reports or filing tax reports and running just financial reports and doing just basic stuff was really boring, and he couldn't take it. Just formatting that stuff drove him haywire. So the idea is we spent a lot of time saying we've got to find another area that you would do this, and so he went into data research and integration, basically looking for patterns in data where he was learning new tools each time. The point really here is that the idea of a job, often the function of what you're looking for is different from what's actually being done, and you actually need to know that. I know there's a lot of coaches around like myself. I enjoy coaching that, but we're there to help you understand your recipe or your user manual, if you will, to know how that works. So the point of all this stuff is it's not uncommon for people with ADHD to go to job after job after job because they're excited, they're bored relatively quickly. The trick really here is to really back up a little bit, understand yourself, and be careful about the job that you're going into to make sure the characteristics match up what I call your dopamine blueprint. So anyway, I hope that gives you a sense of what's going on. It happens all the time for those with ADHD. It's out there all the time. Again, not an easy issue to resolve, but it's a fact of the matter, and there's people to help you. Please subscribe to our channel by hitting the subscription button below. Also, please leave comments. I'm interested in your thoughts on this. And with that, we hope you've enjoyed this edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.